famous fairy tale writer Hans Christian Andersen. He lived here in 3 periods of his life. When he was a young man, he wanted so much to be an actor, and he loved going to the Royal Theatre that is placed at King's New Square, close to where we dock in a minute. Da H.C. Andersen var ung, ville han rigtig gerne være skuespiller, og han elskede at gå i det kongelige teater, der jo ligger lige her på Kongens Nytorv. He lived here on your right hand side in number 67. Han boede lige her i nummer 67 til højre. On the second floor where you can see a mirror placed on one of the windows. Han boede på anden sal, hvor I kan se, der er et gadespejl. Besides writing all these fairy tales we know and love, he also wrote travelers books because he also loved to travel, and he also wrote poems and plays. He was a very productive gentleman. Udover alle de smukke eventyr, som vi kender, så skrev H.C. Andersen også rigtig mange rejsebøger, for han elskede at rejse, og så skrev han også digte og skuespil. Meget produktiv herre. The lowest bridge on the tour is coming up here, so down with your head here, and sørg for at hovedet nede her. Vi sejler under den laveste bro nu. Hans Christian Andersen also lived on the left side of the canal in a red house followed by an orange house, and the orange house here is where Hans Christian Andersen lived shortly before he died. In person sofa into this one. Tjek lige det smalleste hus i byen, må det være til venstre. Overvej lige, hvordan man får sin 5-personers sofa derinde. So, thank you for sailing with us. And my name is Sylvia, and I'm your guide. Vores erfarne kaptajn, han hedder Henrik, og mit navn er Sylvia, og jeg er jeres guide. So, if you got on here at Nyhavn, this is where you're getting off in an hour. Så hvis man er stået på her i Nyhavn, så er det her, man står ind igen om en times tid. We are also making a stop by the beach, but you have to just stay seated there. Vi kommer også til at lave et stop inde ved stranden, men der skal I, der er stået på nu, bare blive siddende, så fortsætter turen bagefter. On this tour we are sailing under many low bridges, therefore it's important that you stay seated under every bridge. Of course, if you're outside or have your heads above through the windows, you have to lower your heads and get under the level of the roof. Så hvis man er udenfor eller står op med hovedet op indenfor, så skal man sætte sig ned under alle broer, for de er meget lave, dem vi sejler under. It's not allowed to smoke on board, but it is allowed to wave at people you don't know of at the piers. We are on a boat, and then it's officially allowed to wave at people just because you want to. Det er ikke tilladt at ryge ombord, men det er tilladt at vinke til folk, man ikke kender op på kajen, for vi er ombord på en båd, og så er det tilladt, at man bare vinker til hvem man vil, bare fordi man har lyst. Så holder jeg ikke tilbage. So now the first bridge coming up here. Already stay seated here. Thank you. Der kommer en bro nu, så bliv venlig siddende her. Tak. And it's the lowest on the tour, og det er den laveste på turen. This canal we're sailing in now is called Nyhavn, New Harbor, and it was dug out about 350 years ago when the Danish king, King Christian V, wanted the ships being able to sail all the way into King's New Square with goods. So he ordered his soldiers to dig out this canal, and it took about 2 years with shovels and manpower. Nyhavn her er kanalen, der blev gravet ud for ca. 350 år siden, fordi kong Christian V gerne ville have, at skibe skulle kunne sejle hele vejen ind til Kongens Nytorv med varer, og derfor beordrede han sine soldater til at grave kanalen ud her, og det tog dem ca. 2 år med skovle og armkræfter til at gøre det. In the old days, this area was a very rough neighborhood with murky sailors' cups, ladies of the night, and what followed with that. Not a safe place to move around in, but it's different, peaceful today, and nice to come here. and enjoy something on the very nice restaurants and cafes. I gamle dage, der var Nyhavn et ret råt kvarter med skumle sømandsbeværtning og glædes. Before the bridge to the right hand side we have Christiansborg Castle. Lige før broen her, der har vi jo Christiansborg. To live before they moved out to Amalienborg Castle. You will see that later. So to your right hand side also we have the old stock market. That was built by King Christian IV, a king that reigned here in Denmark from 1588 till 1648. Og så har vi børsen til højre, som jo er bygget af Christian den 4, der regerede fra 1588 til 1648. And notice the beautiful tower with the 4 intertwined dragon tails. It's shaped like a narwhal tooth. And then it also eksisterede, da Christian den 4 gik i krig mod svenskerne, og så var det enden for den area. And the water was quite polluted here. Now the big ships are not allowed in this area anymore. They are up in the northern part of the harbor. And now today the water is so clean here that we swim in it with great pleasure. And it's very well monitored, so it's quite safe to swim in the harbor today. Tidligere der var København. Det er stålbuer fyldt med østerskaller, så små fisk kan komme indenfor og spise og vokse større uden at blive spist af de store fisk. Og det gør, at flere fiskearter kan leve her, og betyder også, at flere planter, der renser vandet, kan gro her i havnen. Så vi har et virkelig godt biosystem i havnen nu. To our left hand side, the long green building, this is the old custom office. And in here, every ship that came to the harbor in the old days had to report their cargo there. Det var en gave fra F. Møllerfonden, og så er det Henning Larsen, der tegnede den. That is a building in 14th side. The largest one can seat 1,700 guests. Der er 2 scener i operaen. Den største scene kan have 1,700 gæster. The outer shell of that auditorium is clad with maple wood, and then it's like string instruments, and the whole thing is shaped like a baby heart, and this symbolizes the love of music. Og så er det hele formet som et stort julehjerte. Det symboliserer kærlighed til musikken. The whole area out here is called Holmen. It goes from Paper Island and as far out and out to other areas of Denmark, and then there's also public out here. Så er floden på de andre områder af Danmark, og derfor så er Holmen åben for offentligheden. The big building to your right hand side with a chimney, this is called the Amager Hill or Copenaghen. That is one of the world's most modern incinerators. It burns garbage and gets energy out of it. Den store bygning med skorsten til højre, det er Amager Barca, også kendt under navnet. If you come inside and see it, it's called the Seal, and the mast frame from 1749 is also a museum. And then we also have a great frigate at 352. You can also come inside and see how that looks. Suddenly a missile was owned by mistake, and that landed and exploded in the summer house area in Western Sweden, and destroyed 4 summer houses and damaged 130 others. Normally people are in summer houses in September where this happens, but not this day, fortunately. So no one got hurt, and that is why we can jump. Batteri Sixtus, hvor man skyder en kanon af hver morgen og hver aften som et signal til skibene i havnen om, at nu skal man enten hejse flaget eller sænke det. Well, sunrise, when it's supposed to be shut off, is 8 o'clock in the morning. A big part of the year because sunrise is very early here in the morning in the summer, 4:30, and they don't want to disturb the neighbors, including the royal family at that time. So it's actually 8 o'clock, as you can see. They're very nice out here. Her har vi Amerika, de genanvendte container til højre. Det er studieboliger, som har solceller på tagene, de tegnede af Bjarke Egens også. They are also designed by the architect that designed the incinerator Copenaghen. Øen is the area out here called the island out here, and in the 1960s, this was 1960'erne, fordi værftet lå herude. Nu sker der alle mulige sjove ting herude, og vi har også Københavns største gadekøb herude, nemlig rigtigt. And then we also have a big crane, a bungee jump crane, if you want an adrenaline kick. It's possible out here. Og så er der også mulighed for et And she's sitting here straight ahead on her little rock, and she has been sitting here since 1913. Og her kommer vi så til den lille havfru, der er siddet herude på kirken. And the whole area is called Frederick City, named after King Frederick V, that ruled in this period of time when they started to build Amalienborg Castle and the church and the buildings surrounding it. But they ran out of money, so they had to stop the building of the church. Marmorkirken.
Außenauflauf. Was ist Außenauflauf?
Færdig i 1999. The facade is made of granite from Zimbabwe, and the building tilts 7 degrees over water, so when the water out, the city is mirrored in the facade also. Bemærk også, hvordan byen bliver spejlet i facaden. On the back of the black diamond, you have the old part of the Royal Library from 1898. Og så er den gamle del af det kongelige på bagsiden af diamanten. And it's very beautiful. You can just go inside, and I can really recommend that because you can see how beautiful they're killed, and this is why also children drank beer in the old days. Fortunately, the alcohol percent was down to 1. I gamle dage, i bryggeprocessen, der blev bakterierne slået ihjel, så derfor i gamle dage, der drak børn også øl. Heldigvis var alkoholprocenten nede på 1. And the part of the salt. And people are also living in houseboats there. This bridge, the marble bridge, is also from the original castle. Stallene er sammen med den næste bro, marmorbroen, under the bridge. Thank you. Så har vi vores nationalmuseum herinde til venstre. That is a very interesting museum, so it's worth to visit if you have time. Det er et spændende museum, så hvis man har tid, er det værd at besøge. The next bridge is... And if you look straight ahead, you can see a green statue, a man on a horse straight ahead. Seems like he's under a church tower. This is Archbishop Absalon. Hvis I kigger lige ud helt den til højre på plads, der kan I se rytterstatuen af Absalon. He was the man who was credited for being